Welcome to your Once Human Weekly News. Today's top story, old Lightforge loot crates are back. But before we get into that, Greg, what's the weather like today?
Sandstorms.
Wait, what? Don't you mean rain?
It's coming. So much sand, no more rain.
Okay, I think Greg is broken. Anyway, for news this week, Nightmare solos are no longer locked to only Manibus. They're being added for all the other scenarios. There's a new radio and jukebox song called For Ya. Standby mode has been added for mobile so that your battery doesn't get drained so badly when you're AFK. New Wish Machine prize pools have been added, including the Boom Boom LMG, Hardy gloves, 3 pieces of the Shelter set, and the Last Valor assault rifle. A new territory skin pack, the Springtime Terraced House, has been added to the shop, so I expect to see you guys make some awesome new buildings for this one. They have finally started to add some more dye variants to skins. There's 4 color options added for each of the following: Sleepy Panda, the Combat Medic, and Radiant Abyss. Each dye will cost you colorful badges, but for some reason the Radiant Abyss colors cost way more than the other 2 sets. To get colorful badges, you can go to the shop, other, and item. They can be purchased for 1 Christian each, or the sane way is to get them from cosmetic tokens that you can get from mythical crates slowly over time. And I'm just gonna say it, I'm kind of upset that literally last week they released the Limitless Valor pack where it's just a different color skin, and they could have just made it a dye variant this week. So next up for our top story, the 3 Lightforge loot crates from the past have returned. They've also added special effects to each of them to upgrade their value. The Freezing Mist pack now features a dodge roll glow effect. The Urban Oddities now has a shooting effect that makes you have a warning sign on your back, I guess. And Cloud Command also has a shooting effect where a tiger climbs on your back and roars. I'm already seeing it now. People are going to be asking for a feature to turn off these effects because it's going to be harder to see when shooting and much worse in PvP. But at least the dodge roll one is kind of cool. So if you want to see each loot crate in depth, you can check out my old showcases for each. I'll have them linked in the description. However, I did miss this passive animation for Freezing Mist back when it came out, but the rest will be showcased. So each loot crate this time is going to mimic its original rules. These were back before gems existed. Instead, they had a pity system where after 30 pulls, you were guaranteed one of the 3 collection items, meaning you need 90 pulls total to get all 3 items. That's a total of 13,600 Christian, assuming the first 10 pulls are 50% off. And at the best conversion rated Christian price, that's a total of $172.58 in US dollars. And unlike the current loot crate system that uses gems, this old system is a much higher chance that you're going to hit that worst case scenario if you're looking for all 3 items, because it's only a 1% chance to pull the skin set. But this time around, they have added bonuses for reaching each collection item. You'll get a theme, a name card, and if you get all 3 items, you get a color variation for the outfit. If you've already pulled on these crates in the past, you will automatically unlock these reward tiers, which I'm again really upset with the implementation of these dyeable options here. Why should we have to fully unlock the collection to get a dyeable variant? There is a catch to all of this though. You can only choose one of these 3 crates to lock in and pull from. Personally, I think bringing old crates back is great, but I also think just like last time they did this with the Pyroglide rerun, they've completely failed to execute this in a good way. Like seriously. New players haven't had the opportunity to go for these before, so why are we locking them to choosing just one? They're still using the old system, so you can't use gems, meaning you're almost guaranteed to pay absurd prices. So why didn't they bring back all 3 with gems as an option and just be good to the new players? New whales would have bought all 3 of them. Low spenders might have picked up a couple items from each that they were interested in. And for the skin collectors, I mean, they would have still went for all 3 of the skins through gems. Like, come on, man, adding in more FOMO with the color variants, like for having to get all the collection items. Is this seriously where we're going with loot crates? These should really just be unlockable with cosmetic tokens like every other set. It's weird that these decisions seem to be aiming for like FOMO, but they're also limiting your purchase potential, so like, can we just pick a lane here? Like, either you don't want to make money by making all these limits, or you want to be greedy. They've somehow tried to do both here. Anyway, I'm all riled up now, so let's just go back to some smaller standout news bits. You can now teleport to towers from anywhere, and you can also teleport to dungeons after having cleared them on any difficulty. So these are both great bits of quality of life. And lastly, we have some performance settings added for PC where you can simplify visuals, and you can adjust maximum on-screen players and NPCs. So I'm really curious about how you guys feel about these returning loot crates. So let's discuss it in the comments, and I'll put each of those old showcases on screen for you so you can check out the items and decide if you want to buy. And my entire Once Human playlist will be on the right. Yo, Greg, what's all this talk about sandstorms? Are you feeling okay, bud?
So much sand.